Hello, how is everybody? Oh, my camera's a bit closer than normal, but welcome to my Sunday world building stream. So, for those who have watched me before, or you've used a specific website, this is Dungeon Fog, and this is a map making website that is very good for doing battle maps and small world maps. So like you could probably do, or not probably could, you can do buildings. That's what it's the kind of size it's perfect for. Going into a village, that's still good, you can still do a good village map, but getting much bigger than that, it's not perfect, but you can still do it. But this comes highly recommended still, despite those things. So today I'm going to do some building for my Star Trek Adventures campaign. So if there's any of my players playing, this is your warning to turn off now, because there will be spoilers, or at least turn off, at least if you're going to watch this, please watch it after you've had the bit about the wine planet. So this is Carina, going to be part of Carina 6, which is actually I think it's Carina 7. That's not, that doesn't matter. The point of this is this planet has got a very into its viticulture, into its wine culture. You won't see much of the wine bits here, but what you'll see is a secret base that is part of the episode. So again, if my players watching, this is please turn off now, but for the rest of you, please carry on, and hopefully you enjoy. So they're all in my, and I'm just going to readjust my camera because I am really fed up with having my head cut off. To be honest, I don't know if I can make this any better. Maybe cut off my chins, which is probably a good thing because I've got far too many. But watch a man streamer sorting his camera out. Very organised and professional of me to do this. So what? Here, see if that makes any difference. Yeah, that's a bit better. He says. So, welcome to my spare bedroom, and actually more importantly, it's more used for an office most of the time and streaming. So, I'm going through the campaign bit here. I won't spoil it too much for you, so well, actually there will be a big spoiler in it, but if anybody's going to play Entropy's Demise and Star Trek Adventures, you may want to switch off. But I'm going to just read out the following. Hidden by the cloaking field, the main entrance appears nothing. Oh, actually. So let's start again. The Romulan Outpost is hidden in a series of caves in the hills a short hike from Zane Nose Vineyard. The caves have been enlarged, and the Romulans have reinforced the caves with prefabricated buildings that house a large scientific laboratory, a barracks, and administration offices, along with a large power supply and a cloaking field generator. So this is the area I'll be. So the first thing I want to do is do some cliffs. I'm just going to use the grid lines as a reference. If those who have played Star Trek Adventures will know the you don't have the grid system. It's different where it's done on zones, so it is different to like D&D or Pathfinder, for example. But are you using it going to be for like straight lines, and some of the buildings it's easier to excuse me, look at my fingers there. I've got a dirty mark on my mouse as I'm trying to clean it off that. Now let's get going. So hopefully Twitter's okay. I can't see my normal icon for that, but there we are. So if you have watched before, you know I've done a lot on trying to do an old mining town. I thought I'd try to do something different because that was very slow and hard work, so I thought I'd do something probably a little bit faster, and I can get into more into the inside buildings, which I think would be more interesting to watch. So looking for cave, so the right one. I do want them to be larger caves, so the steep concave. Ooh. I'm going to at least start off with one of the straight ones. Is it 90 degrees or 270? Yeah, 270. Yeah, so 14, 20, 25. I may have to re-enlarge this and make it smaller later on. I do want to have the entrance roughly in the middle. Might be a little bit of a giveaway to the players. Actually, just thinking, I don't need the grids there now because I have the start of it set out, so it's not going to matter too much if I because I don't, as you probably know, cliffs don't go in a straight line. As for the grass, that will be inside the cliff. I'm not going to have to worry about that 2 minutes, but I will paint over it a little bit. So oh, I want the same kind of thickness, otherwise that's going to look crap. Where did I want an entrance? Is there a decent bit to show an entrance to a cave? Actually, what is going to be silly is because this is going to have a something hiding it. It doesn't really matter where my entrance is on that, because there's going to be it's like a force cloaking field around it. So think about this is not Romulan, but they're close relatives, Vulcans. If you've ever watched the Vulcan trilogy in Enterprise, where Archer and T'Pol go and search for the Kashara, they find a cloaking field for where the Vulcans are hiding. It's going to be similar to that. So it's one of my favourites. Now, so what I'm actually going to do here is just do a bit of an outline for the it's not the building, but it's going to be so I have a boundary. It's just going to be where the underground part is. I may delete it later, but this is going to just be just a boundary for I'll do the individual rooms later. It's just so I know where I can put the entrance in this, and I know where it is. And I don't want the water. What I want is some rock. So, you know, I've done this so many times that I should know where I'm going, but let's say wet mud and rocks for the minute. Let's just get this grid back up and running. Actually, that's not necessarily a bad thing, having it like that, but I was going to try to do a straight line, and if I was paying attention I would have done it. So, back to my cliff's face. So, I don't want to go going too much more to the left, or what would be the west here. So let's try 110, see what kind of angle that's. Oh, there's a short cliff bit here. Right? See how that fits. I feel like I should have it 90. This 270. Yeah, I think adding that little bit is good. If anybody has any suggestions in a minute what things we can have inside the room or outside, please say. There are certain things that I will have to put in there for the point of the adventure, but yeah, any other additions, please tell me, and I will certainly try my best to fit those in. So, hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Yeah, I've missed out competing with Mr. Johnson on whatever he has to say for himself and COVID at the moment. I haven't seen out, but I'm sure I will find out soon. So, Star Trek Adventures has become one of my favourite tabletop games, if not my favourite tabletop game. It doesn't leave as much. It doesn't give me as much for the world building as I would have had for D&D. So, like creating the complete politics and the complete world and species, but it does give me I like the system, I like the Star Trek world, it's a lot better. So can you just excuse me a second? It will lucky me, I've just had some money transferred to my account. I was about to say it's from a foreign billionaire, but no. Just said it's just from my mum. So part of a Christmas present for my sister-in-law. So if you're, no, you probably won't be back yet, but if you're hearing, I'm not going to tell you. So, that's what I was trying to do. Get rid of the grid, because that's starting to annoy me now. Yeah, it's not too, the grid's not too bad when you're doing a smaller, but when you're like me, who likes doing slightly bigger maps, it's gets a bit annoying. But it's probably bad for me and bad for how much I have to do. But when it comes to my maps, it's like think bad or think big or go home. Nah, to be honest, no, it doesn't really. Just the map size is whatever's suitable for your whatever you're doing. But bear in mind, the larger the map, the more you put in it, the longer it takes to for everything to appear, especially if you've got a low-level computer. Oh yeah, I realise I have to do 270 on that one. Oh, that looks bad. Let's move that slightly forward. I want to go the other way then. That doesn't fit well. Just about manages was that one had a second look. Yeah, as I've said on previous ones, I am a fan of my maps, even if it's not for a specific purpose. I do like my maps, even when it comes to real life. It's like I do like maps. I have a picture of Cornwall up on my wall. That's where I'm from, if you haven't guessed. In the UK, I do like to select the detail of like the Ordnance Survey maps, and so when I'm going out walking, it's like I do like pinpointing exactly where I am and like looking at them. What am I doing? Trying to get another cliff edge. So one more bit to fit in. Just wondering if I can. I don't see right angles very often in cliff edges, but actually where I've got it coming off there, that might fit perfectly. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to have to move that over a little bit so the players don't see that. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that base, I'm looking at it now, this is going to have to disappear at the end of this, but again, it's just a little bit of a guide for me in the game. So actually, to be honest, I probably could get rid of it now. Oh. I've done that, so there we are. I think it's because I've ended up putting the cliff inside that room, so that's the rotating. Okay, not the end of the world. Let's just redo it now. So gives me a chance to Oh, I can actually do something else, but can slightly do something. It's going to go. Oh no, it's going the right way. There we are. So, what was it doing? Hiding the cloak and fuel main entrance appears as nothing more than a sheer cliff. However, close inspection of the ground reveals lots of tracks going to and from the base of the cliff. So we're going to have to put some tracks in there. And if there's a lot of tracks, it means the grass would have been worn a bit. So we'll be putting some mud there as well. I don't know. I know there's blood tracks available for this, but I can't remember if there's any other options. So be finding that in a minute. So excuse me for looking off the screen there. I probably should have a little thing up in the corner saying what it says. Finding an engine outpost is easy because the Romulans swiftly evacuated the base. There's no longer making any attempts to hide the tracks. So that's maybe, let me do actually, tell you what, I'm going to do the room first. So, tell you what, I'm going to see if I can get the picture of what I'm reading from out. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep that off mainly because of any copyright for the adventures issue. So, okay. Play a character. I know I'm reading half of it out loud, but I don't. There may be a difference between reading and actual books. So, play a character. Oh, do you know? That's different, don't it? As the doors open, you peer into a dimly lit room. Overhead lights flicker and the smell of burning plastic and ozone permeate. Oh, that's it. I've never seen that written down. Ozone permeate the room. From just a single glance, you realise this was an observation post. The Romans? You could have Romans, but there's going to be modern technology in this one. So, Romulans hastily converted to a large laboratory. Given the destruction, it's unlikely anything will be salvageable. With computer banks and the consoles have disruptor burns and smoke pours from. I think there's option for spark and stuff in this, if I remember correctly, but I'll find out in a minute. So, smoke pours from the hose, and the floor is littered with smash pads and other equipment. Instead of having a neat tidy room, it gives me a chance to have a nice lot of things going on in the room. So give my players something to look at. A lot with Star Trek Adventures, you don't necessarily need to know how much distance per se you got, but I think a map is good for players to go, oh, what's going on here, what's going on there, oh, there's a corridor over there, or there's a room over there, shall I explore this? What I've written of this is definitely a part where the players will be encouraged to explore a lot, and I think, or at least with me, I think this will be perfect opportunity for a map. A lot of my maps, they don't necessarily really need to see. But for this one, I think it gives a good opportunity to explore and go, oh, what's behind this corridor? Because they've, on this campaign, they've got, on this adventure, they've got bits for each room. And it does give them a chance to find stuff. There's also clues I could put in there if I really wanted to. depending on what, and that's what I'll be working out as I go. So anyway, let's carry on with what's descriptions. The Romulans must have evacuated the facility in a hurry because they have destroyed some sophisticated equipment. So, looks of things, I need a reasonably sized room to start with. Before I go on to anything. It doesn't mention anything about a corridor. I'm just thinking, should I have a corridor there? Maybe given a chance to sneak in a little bit. No, I'm thinking I won't do a corridor. So the reason I'm going to go roughly middle with this one is to give me a chance to go rooms on either side, which I believe is what this one is. This involved, if I remember correctly. So there's sophisticated stuff in there. This is a laboratory, so it's not going to be damp floor, damp wet cave floor. This would have had metal flooring in there. So let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a game where you've got lots of Star Trek stuff, so I have to put the ones they designed in here. I know I can download bits into this, props, if I wanted to, but because I'm airing this and want other players to do, be able to use this, I'm going to be using the stuff that the player, that Dungeon Fog has. They have got some nice sci-fi stuff, but I know my players do have the imagination to go. That's a little bit different. They're happy to go. I know that's not exact Star Trek looking stuff, but they're happy to go with it. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's probably going to be. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it'll be square. I think it'll be. I'm going a bit more of a rectangle with this. I can change it. Doesn't look too big there, but if I went down to went in, I bet it'll look a bit bigger there. So that would be a normal count. I would say equivalent to that. I even though it doesn't say in the game, I use the D&D perspective of roughly 1 square is where a person will fit in. So, and what I want is, I know I said I wouldn't make a corridor, but actually, tell you what, change of plan. I was going to say I'm not going to use a corridor, but I'll change my mind and then change my mind again. I'm going to just see, and I'll probably change my mind again. So I'm going to try to get this fitted into the cliff there. That comes slightly out. What I'm going to do, does this look like? Yeah, it might go slightly over. So what I'm going to do is put that split in the wall back and put it into here. I'll try to get it up to the edge, so maybe I can. They may not notice, but so they may be about to see some of the wall poking out. No, I think it just looks odd, to be honest. So what I'm going to just do there, again, we'll be using a little bit of a magic. Actually, no. Let's see. I'm gonna stick with this a second. Let's see how much of the wall I can actually get along the edge there. Actually, tell you what. All I need is the door in the cliff, don't I? So if I play to that, so what I'm doing that normally it'll just go from corner to corner, but if you want to do what I'm doing there, you use your shift key and you can move it around to put it a bit more into place. So actually I want the door in the cliff. I may have to thicken that wall a little bit. Actually, what to do? Oh no, I was going to put the cliff to go under the room, but I want the players to see the cliff face. So I'm going to get a door and just see what it looks like in here. I know I'm changing my mind a lot as I'm going around here, but that's the way I'm doing this, because I am building on the go. I'm going what looks good here. So, by the way, welcome to chat, everybody. I hope you're well. I'm doing a map for my campaign Star Trek Adventures here. So this is from the episode Entropy Demise. If you haven't watched it, if you haven't played it, be careful of spoilers for that if you are likely to play it. But in this is a cave system where it's just got an outpost in the caves around the area. So I'm going to be doing a bit here. So this is a cave, a laboratory that the players hopefully will find and walk into. I'm going to probably make the floor a little bit less brighter because it is the Romulans. So I can't imagine it, and this is going to be in a mess as well, so it's not going to be quite as bright. So got a sci-fi section there. I know it says sliding door, but I don't want it necessarily. Yeah, it probably will be a sliding door. There we go. I want that one to be. Tell you, actually, one thing we haven't here is being able to hide that, but I want it to be above the cliff. So I'm pressing concealed, to conceal the door, so that will only be visible when I want the players to have it visible. I want to see it. To be honest, I don't think I can get the cliff below that without spoiling it for them when I reveal it. You know, in the game, I know I'll be able to change that cliff around and make it go underneath the wall of this building. So that's the plan for this game. So when my players come up to it, let's go there. So when they eventually find it there, originally they'll see it, but when I reveal it, I can open up the doorway for them. If I can change this later, I will, but I don't want to spend hours I can easily spend hours on the little thing, and I don't want to for this. I want to try to get the main bit to start with. So I said I wanted to change the colour of the floor, so let's get that changed. This dark tiling, yeah, that looks a bit better. So I'm going to just see what rooms are connected to this. I am going from the adventure, so bear with me. Through the eastern door is a long hallway with 6 doors along the wall and a 7th door in the far end of the hall. So that will be on that side. So there is, oh, so this is going quickly into the rooms. I just want to quickly go to check what other directions I have got rooms before I start filling up this room. And actually, let's start with that one. At least I'll put the corridor in, so I can do that. Yeah, because I don't want to end up putting something useful in front of what's going to be the door in a minute. So I'll try to get the base set up correct to start with. So just for reference, if you don't recognise this, this is Dungeon Fog. One of my favourite, to be honest, not one of my favourite, it is my favourite way of creating maps. So well worth looking into. You can create some maps for free without paying for it, but if you start wanting more, you will have to. But well worth checking out, especially if you're into TTRPGs, or even if you just like creating maps. Get a bit of fun, give it a go. See if it's worth your time and effort into this. So this will be all underground, and I will change the grass later, but to be honest, the players will probably not see that when they play. I'm just thinking, sure, I'm going to have a closed door to start with, and it's only going to the barracks, so it's don't want too bad. So I'm going to have it shut to start with, mainly because I can give it as a challenge for people to unlock it if I want to. But as I was saying earlier, this is a chance for the Romulans have started to wreck the place, and they are making their way out, and they're not as careful as they once were. So once you get to this point, yeah, they were getting out. So, but this is not necessarily single use for Star Trek Adventures. You can use it for other things, which is, I'm going to make it public, and hopefully some people can use that for other purposes. So, how big do I want the corridor, and how many rooms did I say? 3 eastern door, and enter a long hallway with 6 doors along the opposite wall, and a 7th door at the far end of the hall. So, enter a long hallway with 6 doors along the opposite wall, and the 7th door at the far end of the hall. I read that as like 6 up here and then another one at the end here, but it could be me going mad there. If you in chat know what can read that better than me, I'm going to say 3 on each side, and then 1 at the end. To be honest, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's to be honest, the map is what I decided needs to be anyway, and for the game, as long as I describe it right, or in this case I'm going to show it for the players, that'll be alright. Ooh, I wasn't going to read it. Why? Because I was thinking it was a bit tight having one there, but I think it might be a nice benefit having a shorter, reasonably thin corridor. I've got to remember to change the surface again, because it may give like a more claustrophobic fighting experience if they have to fight in there. I can't remember any people being present around there, but I can always bring people in if needs be. So, and I forgot what plating I used for my previous one. If you do remember what I used, please tell me. I'll tell you what, easiest way, go there. What? Dark metal tiles. That's the one. Number of times I forget and go, what did I use again, and end up with umpteen different colours and then having to do it all again. It's a bit annoying, but it's one of those things. I will learn. Like I am now, I'm sorting it for the next one already. If you get it right in the first place, it helps. So what did I say? I wanted 3 rooms along here. So how many squares I've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what? Let's make it 9 squares there, and I'm gonna have 3 squares for each room. So can't remember how wide these rooms. Well, they said they were bedrooms, weren't they? And dorms. So yeah, what it's saying is each number is 1 to 6 for the ones on the side, and then the one at the end has a name on it. So this is all going to be in a foreign language. So let's make these 6 by 6. If needs be, I can adjust that later. So the end room's going to be more important bedroom. So that one's probably going to have a nice bed on it. Probably some more electronics, access to computers on there. So actually, as I've got this all this length, I think I'll see how that does. I can always extend it later. So at the moment I'm thinking I'll end up with bunks in these rooms. But as I said, I want to get the layout done properly, and then I can start filling it. I don't know why I've gone there, because I want doors, which is the button pictured like a door. So it's one thing was just in the sci-fi rooms, the doors are easier to pick on these. So actually, again, I'm going for the smaller doors for these ones, because gives me the opportunity for surprising things, and if not, just making the players a bit more paranoid. So, which was the starter mission I did for them, they have got really paranoid because they met some Romulans in the neutral zone who were being actually very friendly and helpful, and there was a Demise Federation ship in there, and they were letting the players talk to them and help and such like. I don't know why this is giving me issues with this door. This is annoying. So yeah, my the person who's playing my captain is wondering what the heck is going on, and I think that everybody else is as well, as a matter of fact. So, oh, That actually I didn't mean to do. Okay. Realised I was on the other corridor. I'm wondering if I make this one smaller, it affects the size of the door. Again, if I want the door, go to the picture of the door. Else, what's wrong with you? What if I do a double doors? Oh, do you know what I did? Stupid of me. Gone for the big double doors, trying to put it in there, and it was put it in the centre. Instead of going for the nice single door. There, all these doors here. I'm going to leave us the big ones. Actually, no, change it now, because otherwise I will forget. So, yeah, do it now while I remember. So yeah, because I got this a bit back, further out, it does make it look a little bit small, but that's not too much of an issue. So we'll go further into it later. So that's the barracks. The end will be the sub-commander's suite. It says suite, okay. Let me read if I need any more in there. So entering that room, so this will be the one on the end. You're nearly overwhelmed by the smell of burning plastic as acrid smoke fills the air. Oh, excuse my pronunciation. Every pad, every computer terminal, even the sub-commander's storage space under the bunk has been destroyed with a disruptor. Just from a cursory glance, you don't expect to find anything in here of use. The sub-commander has been through in destruction. So, that's fine for the minute. Once these doors are open, okay, so going on to the administrative officers. Once the doors start open, you see, actually it doesn't say where the administration officers is on here. That is a good thing for me. It means I can put it where I want. So, well, to be honest, all of this I could put with what I wanted, but I just had a bit of a story and trying to get you going certain ways, I thought we'll leave it a little bit here. So there's a couple of rooms in this bit which yeah, these are all offices, so I'll decide in a second where I'll go. That will be either north or south. So I haven't got much room to the south, so I may put the offices down here. But let's say what I need for the power supply room. So even before you open the door, you can hear the humming of a power generator coming from the room. When you open the door, you see both the power supply and the cloaking device from the Romulan's outpost. Large conduits run overhead, carrying power for the rest of the outpost. On the far side of the room, 2 Romulans are attaching the device to the fusion generator's main regulator. They're so intent in their work that neither of them look up at you. So that probably, unless I bring anything else in, probably will be where my first battle is. I've got a bit more room on that side, and as a power generator, it's going to take up a lot of room, methinks. So I'm thinking I'll keep the offices to the south and the generator there. I just want to see what other rooms I've got left. So clean room, don't know what that applies. You enter this room through 2 sets of heavy doors, much like an airlock. The inner doors are thicker and heavier than the outer doors as you pass through this vestibule. Vestibule. Excuse me, I'm not the most perfect speaker in the world. You see several sensors on the wall that are non-functional. Unlike the rest of the Romulan outpost, this room has not been torched, nothing is damaged, and you see no disruptor burns. This room's floor, walls and ceiling are made from a different material to the rest of the base. The room also has other power supply sitting in the far corner next to a large corner. I have a feeling I'm going to have to end up making this map bigger, but let's see. You also study a square. You see a square table about the length and width of an average human. Several conduits hang from the tables and lead back to the computer console and fusion reactor. These were likely attached to a device of some kind. Then it goes about returning to the ship. So I think the clean room, and it's mentioned the clean room because it is the one that hasn't been destroyed yet. I'm going to say that actually we've probably got enough room. We're going to have the fusion reactor here and then the clean room there, and I'll probably have the offices here. I may even have an attachment to the offices from there. So that's not the most exciting bit for me so far as doing the layout, but when I actually get to decorate the rooms, that's where I start to have a little bit more fun and opinions on this. But when we get decorating, if anybody wants give any opinions on what layouts there is, please say, and we can have a look through and do this together. So what we want is a couple offices. We've got sub-commander's office, or two sub-commanders' offices, and rooms 3 and 4. So which 3 and 4 say Romulan staff and logistics personnel primarily use these rooms. The small terminals are smoking wrecks from disruptive fire and being overturned. Any such search through the wreckage reveal nothing except damaged pads and smashed equipment. So those are basically just keep your players occupied for trying to find decent stuff. Bear in mind these things can always change as you go. So let me just read. So the first sub-commander's office, thick plumes of smoke bellow off the smouldering remains of the large desk. Oh, sorry, let me read the first, but let's start from the beginning. Always helps. So once these doors are open, there's a dark corridor with a flickering overhead light. Red lights glow through beneath the metal grates on the floor. An obvious warning of danger directly ahead of you is an open door with smoke bellowing out. To your left is another door. This one is closed. The corridor turns to the right where you see 2 more doors. Each door is closed and has Romulan written all over it. So danger directly ahead is open door. I won't be able to do a straight one here because of well, actually, I'll tell you what, I can, as I said, make this a little bit bigger, so let's do that. So I will do the cliff, actually no, let's do the cliff now, let's know the boundaries. So that helps, and that's rooms. Go for the chair, there we are. Sounds like a weapon there. Go for the chair. Use the chair. So, like, to be honest, that sounds too like professional wrestling for me. But then again, we've had a fair few of wrestlers in Star Trek. Two of them I remember the names of. Sorry, wrong thickness of cliff. The other one I don't remember, but I do remember. The obvious one is The Rock, who was in an episode of Voyager. It's like a Panari warrior, if I remember correctly. And the other one is The Big Show. I think his name is Paul White. Something like that. So I just want to adjust the angle of that. He was in Enterprise, so that was in the Augment arc in season 4. He, I forgot what the species is. One of the green species, the Ryan. That's it. So I can remember him holding up to Paul, so like that. So like looked very effortlessly. I don't know if that's just his pure strength. Probably is. Or whether they had a chair underneath and she was actually standing on it and they took it out. But look, he lifted her up like a rag doll. It's just like, oh god. Thinking about Orions, it's like I did like the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery. It's one of my favourite episodes from that, and that's had an Orion in it. So he was part of Starfleet Academy. So hope everybody's enjoying their trek. So anyway, what was I doing? Stop talking, Ben. Get on with doing some mapping and find some cliffs so I can get on and actually fill this room up. So Ben, you should have learnt by now it's 270 degrees to turn that around to do that, and that gets in a reasonable position over. Let's get a little bit the other way. So actually, if I put it like this, I know there is a small bit in that, so hopefully it fits well. So let's see. And what if I put the scale down a little bit? I have a feeling this is not gonna work. Actually, that's not far off. Let's see if I can get the scaling doing it. So, does anybody in chat do any world building? If so, what do you do? What's your favourite stuff in it? So, and if you're watching this after the fact, feel free. What's your favourite parts about world building? So I'm going to make the entrance to this one, the doorway, slightly bigger because it's not residential quarters. This is offices, so it probably gives a bit of room to bring a bit more stuff in. So, once the doors are slide open, you see a dark corridor with a flickering overhead light. Red lights glow from beneath the metal grates. Directly ahead of you is an open door with smoke bellowing out. Actually, I'm a bit further away from the cliff edge there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that gives a bit of room if I have the probably about right. So yeah, so I want the large rooms here. It says about opening that one, so I will definitely make a similar point on that one. As its offices, I think I'll probably do a definite lock up, so lock on that one. So I know they're in a bit of a rush escape, but it may be a way of trying to hold people up is looking at. As I say, yeah, say that one needs a key. It puts a little red dot there just to say that it needs a key. So of course they won't have the key or the access code to it. Unless they come across the Romulans first, so the ones we're on about fighting there, but they're unlikely to give it, so it'll probably be a case of breaking and entering. So this one's ahead of you is an open door with smoke bellowing out. To your left is another door, so that's going to be about there. This one is closed. The corridor turns to the right where you see two more so I want to make this a little bit longer. One thing I'm glad it does is bring the door with us, so that's probably going to be more than enough room for a very decent sized office. So I probably won't make it that long. What I'm going to do, I was considering just making this one one single length, but I think for the purposes of this, for the purposes of the Star Trek Adventures Zone thing, I'm going to use it as a reminder. This is the turn in the corridor is going to be a different zone, so it'll be harder to hit people and stuff like that. I am planning on doing another video in my How to Play Star Trek Adventures campaign or series, which is we'll go into that. So, and my idea there is I'm going to make that one hidden, so you can hide the wall there, so you can make it look like it's the same corridor, same access way. So this one's going to be going to two more offices. It's not going to be as important as the other one. Actually, let's do this office first. So just so I know where I've got the office. So room 1 is the one going with the smoke coming out for a reference for the game things. Room 2 characters. So just for reference, this is the Sub-Commander Department Chief Particle Physics. So this is the office of the lead scientist from the Outpost. It appears that he has done a thorough job at destroying research, both for the computer terminals and his office. It also appears that he has been blasting all the pads in the office which disrupt things. So I'm thinking this is going to be a reasonably sized office then. So may think that's like what the players have to. You're going to get them to search and not finding the long, but this will be mainly to give them a chance to explore themselves and give them the so I don't railroad them too much, but it also gives them a chance to get a feeling for the environment they're coming into, that this is been thoroughly decided. You could probably get that from the first room, and I think when this frustration of being able to find all the burning stuff will come in, hopefully help them when it was the next part of the adventure. Now, if this is the map you're going to use for your own adventure, not necessarily for this one, you can have them be able to find, and even in the game I'm playing, help them be able to find data in some of these. It may be a difficult task that you do this, they may need to bring it back to their ship or a base or something, or have them time to do it. But in the end, with this one, it's not. This is a map you can reuse for other bits. I was going to make this have it so the corridor ran alongside the wall. So yeah, sort it there. I will do it. So yeah, so in the end you can use it for other adventures. You don't necessarily need to just keep using it for this adventure. So where are these two offices exactly? Or it doesn't give me exactly. The corridor turns to the right. It's closed. The corridor turns to the right where you see two more doors. Oh, sorry, yeah. An obvious one, danger. To the left is another door, which is going to be about there. This one is closed. The corridor turns to the right. Which would have been that way, but for the purposes of this, it's going to be turned to the left. So I've got to remember to rewrite that for my players. So actually, tell you what I could do is I could actually put it on that side, but for the purpose of this, it doesn't really matter. So so what? One is two offices. So Romulan staff and logistics personnel primarily use these rooms. The small terminals are smoked wrecks. So there's need to place for a couple of rooms. I was thinking about having a room there for sub-commander to come through. It's not part of the adventure, but I'm thinking if you wanted to go straight to a office, gives an opportunity to do so. And I've done something wrong with mapping this room. I'm not mapping the map in, it's there we are. Oh, I've gone past the square. Silly me. So I'll make this get a bit longer in a second. So I'm just actually thinking about it. Can I make these into two offices next to each other? Okay, let me do this office. So, I was just thinking there I can do a couple of have the offices next to each other, but that's not essential, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Ooh, I may need to make these a little bit bigger if it's one office. If it's multiple people in that office. Cool. Until I start putting the things in, I may change my mind. How difficult it is to move one of those. Why is this not playing? Oh, it's because, tell you what, that's why. Let's do that office again. Silly me. You know, that's going to end up one of my phrases is silly me. So those are the layouts for that. Cool. That is good. So let me get the next two rooms in. So these are going to be more important rooms, especially as we've got people in them. Even before you open the door, you can hear the humming of a power generator. I might put a little corridor in there first, so actually, should I give them the thing of going, that is the room first? No, sorry, no, let's do it. So, power generator room. I'm going to have this literally next door. As I said, yeah, before it says you can hear the humming of the generator from this room. Might give them a hint to go there first, but I can change that later if need to be. Or if I change my mind in a minute, I might put a corridor first just to give them an opportunity to search rather than the hint. On the far side of the room, 2 Romulans, so that's going to be over there. So, but we're going to go on to the clean room next. Doing 2 sets of heavy doors. I think there is a thing for 2 sets of heavy doors. There might be what you would call it, so like airlocks options for these. Anyway, so into this room for the 2 sets of heavy doors, much like an airlock. So I'm going to have a space there, so we will have one door there, one door there. As you pass through there, you see the several sensors along the wall that are non-functional. Do you know, I am really being unintelligent here, so I just need to check something out on a word. I'm not ashamed to say I am not perfect with the English language. Vestibule. Oh, do you know, I'm saying it wrong, that's why it doesn't make sense, I've never seen it. Vestibule, an antechamber hall or lobby next to an outer door of a building. So as you pass through there, you see several sensors along the wall That's a non-functioning. So I might make this slightly bigger then. This is not quite a room, but it's not quite a not quite a corridor either. I might make it a bit smaller. So I'll probably have the couple of sensors, monitors on either side there. Two small bits there. Two small doors there. Might have to change the big size of the wall. So yeah, my theory is never be ashamed to say you don't understand something. The room's floor, walls and ceilings are made from different material than the rest of the base. The room also has its own power supply sitting in the far corner next to a large console. The fusion reactor is still on, but the console is off. I presume the fusion reactor was from the previous room, which I'm just... Anyway, I can check that one in a minute, because it only puts me up with doing that. So I want to change the base material for this to make it obvious that this is a different setup. So, oh god, I'm just looking at the time now. Realise how long it takes me to actually do these things. Yeah, I suppose it has taken me a bit longer because I've been chatting through this. So now I won't do that right up to the done that again. Let's start in the corner. There we are. I'll do it right up to the bedrooms. Why have you done on the grass? See, that's still loading for some reason. Okay, we're going to go back to that in a minute. That's weird. I hope that's still no. I hope that's not a hint that everything's going to go down. No, it saved my map successfully, so I'm still going to be online, hopefully. Touch wood. Hopefully that's it. So let's get some doors in these, and hopefully I will start creating one. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to look at the time now. I'm going to create, I'll put the doors in these in a minute because that will be very obvious thing for me to remember to do. I'm going to start creating one of these rooms just to get up. So we want, we'll need to favour one in a minute. I am one of these people who is never ashamed to decorate a room, even if I know the players may not go there or spend more than 2 seconds in there. For me, it makes me happy that it's like looks right, even if they don't fully use it. So decorations, do we have? Do you know? There is an easy way of doing this, or easier way. Let's see what beds we have. Bed. There may be other things like bunk bed or furniture. Oh god, I've got a problem with loading up things. Oh, it's loading 27 images. Awful. You know, in this I may end up going, the way things are going at the moment, getting near to the end of the my world builder, and I will finish this off next Sunday at 8:30. Let's just quickly go off. So I've got a room on now. I need to see if I can get the door to show a bit more visibility looking for the players, but I probably will end up putting that under the room. As for these, so we're going to have the main fight area in there, and some of the power for that. For these are going to be bedrooms, and this is going to be a main suite. One thing it's one thing I like to make a point of in games. Some things don't always mention, so like the basics for what characters would use, like toilets and such. Like, I know it's not essential, but players, if they didn't even notice that there wasn't any in the thing, I like to have a area where this is, and they can walk in and it's like, this is the toilet. It's like, oh, okay. And that's grown as usually it's a stinking toilet, but it makes a story point, or even that's something they can role play off. So so even the Romulans need to go to the toilet at some point. So, oh, I forgot a door on there. So we want a small sliding door. You know, it's showing me these doors. I don't know why it hasn't loaded the rest up for me. So, as we got the pixel there. To be honest, they probably beamed some of these stuff in, so we don't necessarily need the doors large for opening these things. So office, do corridor 1 there. Did I do a double door for that one and a single one for that one? Both, it doesn't matter. It's not important. I may make these 2 offices smaller, but because I'll have multiple people in there, I'm not too fussy. So let's get back to this. Has my stuff loaded up? No, 39 images still loading. This is annoying. But it's getting towards the end of my stream, so it's something I can do later. So I'm going to look at the time. This will be a good opportunity to finish up. Let's just have a look at this. Load the ultra. I may have to have a play with this cliffs. So later, and I'm going to have a track coming into here that's obvious that anybody is going to make that a bit more muddy. I may make some tracks and some plantation around to make it look real. And can I just say thank you very much for watching. Do follow me on Twitter, Trek Wars and Fantasy. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, as I said. So please come next week, and we can get into the best part of this is filling up, and I can see that it's put part of my map there. So hopefully every one can be there. So thank you and enjoy that. Sorry if you just got some feedback from my YouTube there. So thank you, and if I don't see you in the meantime, have a good Christmas.